Thank you, Dave. It's my great privilege today to present the Outstanding Young Breeder Award. I'm very fortunate to have known the young breeder, the recipient of the award today, since we were teenagers in college, causing all kinds of trouble. I can't tell those stories because he knows more about me than I know about him. But when I think about what makes someone outstanding or successful, I think they always possess two qualities: passion and discipline. And this young breeder exhibits both of those qualities. Passion in the fact that he loves good cows. He's loved great cows since I've known him at Morrisville. We had the great opportunity while we were there to tour many of the great herds in New York State and in Wisconsin, and you could just tell his passion for great cows and wanting to breed cows that we were seeing on our judging tours. And that passion translated, he took that home to his home herd. I remember the first time that I went to see his herd. It was the fall of 1996. We were going to make a trip as a judging team. We used to do lots of things together. Like I said, some good, some not tellable stories. One of the things we did was we went to see Carmen Lamanna's dispersal, and then we spent the night at his house and saw his herd. And I remember looking through the herd and thinking that that was a really nice herd of cows, and there was nothing extraordinary about them. They were just a really solid group of production cows. And as Jim and I went on to see other herds and do judge other places, you could just tell his passion for breeding great cows would grow in our trips to the Royal when we were at Morrisville. And it's that passion that led him to start to breed great cows. From the time he was in high school, he'd taken over the breeding program on his family's farm, making all the mating decisions. And he always stuck to his philosophy of cows with great udders, solid feet and legs, that had lots of width and strength throughout. And then discipline. Jim's plan was always to return to his home farm, to be a member of that farm, to be a part of that business. But as life sometimes happens, we follow another path before we get there. So he spent time as a nutritionist, building an outstanding business, not only in one territory, but in 3 different areas of the state. We'd always be in contact with each other about how we were doing. For a while, I was a nutritionist. I wasn't as good as him, because I couldn't build a good territory. I needed one area, as opposed to him who did it in 3 areas. But he'd always talk to me about, yeah, I went to see this herd, and we talked a little bit about nutrition, but we spent the rest of the time talking about calves. And even while we were both nutritionists still, we took a Friday afternoon and went down to look at the Sweet Peas herd and how solid of a herd that was and how great a foundation they had built there. And you could just tell that he had that passion to bring that home to his home farm, to his home matings. And so when you talk about outstanding, what makes it outstanding? Well, in the 20 years that he's been breeding his herd of cows, I talked with him about his first classification. And his first classification, done by our own Patsy Gifford, was 6 very good cows and a BAA of 101. So where do we get from 20 years of solid breeding, sticking to being disciplined about our breeding philosophy? But at this point, the herd has 18 excellents in the herd and a BAA of 111.3. In the course of that time, prior to him taking over the breeding program, they had not bred an excellent cow. To this point, the count stands at 34 excellent cows, 6 of which are excellent 92, and 4 are excellent 93. And that hard work has led to success in many different areas, not only in the show ring, but in animals they have sold. In 2013, they had the grand champion cow at the Fonda Fair. They've also been a very strong participant in the OHM sale, and have consigned animals to many sales over the years because they've bred a solid herd of cows. And that has led them, as they've bred better cows, sold better cows. Their first consignment to the fall harvest sale went on to be 4th place senior 2-year-old at the spring red and white sale. Not only did his cows look good, but they also produce large volumes of milk on a high forage diet, with a rolling herd average of over 29,000 pounds of milk, a 4.0 fat test, and a 3.2 protein. It is my great pleasure to announce or present the award for the Outstanding Young Breeder to my good friend, Jim CANARY.
We'd also like to thank Marielle and Bonnie Barkstedt for sponsoring the $500 cash award for the Young Breeder recognition.
I just want to say thanks to everybody. It's humbling that the voters voted me for this award. There's so many great breeders in the room, and I've taken a little bit and a lot, really, from so many of you in this room, and I really appreciate it. You know, there's so many people to thank. I don't really need to go through the whole list, but you know, just everybody at home. It's not just me accepting this award. It's my family, my friends. I appreciate everybody. And I really want to say thanks to Dad for everything. He set a foundation for me at the farm and in life. And I miss you and I love you, Dad.